Hi there. It's the 22nd of October and it's my birthday. That means I was born more than half a century ago. and around this time, I started my process of medical transition. So it marks two kind of milestones, I guess. Today is also one end of the bag because we have this big heat wave that's come to us from the northwestern part of Australia, and consequently, it's like a big warm embrace. It's currently 36. I moved my workshop, which is in less than half an hour, to online because students were saying, I can't cope with this. On Monday, we had similar weather and they were sweltering. Yeah, it was hard to concentrate. I think that the Bureau of Meteorology has also warned people not to be outdoors. So that gives me official dispensation to call it. Not doing a whole lot in terms of birthday celebrations. It is Diwali as well, the Festival of Lights. Shortly I'm going to have to go and take a pee because I've been drinking a lot of water, as you do on hot days, but I've been just staying indoors and, trying to just take a pause, reflecting on the journey of life and its cycles, where I grew up, where I came from, where I've ended up. It was never predictable. I've actually been looking at my horoscope as well. I might actually link a reading down below and comment on it in another video because there are some things that are deeply true. But I grew up in Armidale-Kelmscott, which is a working class outer suburban area. It hasn't changed a whole lot. It's so different from where I live, which is inner city, middle class, hipster, couples that maybe they have a dog or they have one kid or two max. Prime real estate. Very different from where I grew up. I would never have expected this. People like me didn't end up at university. That's the truth. None of this would have been predicted. I have to pinch myself sometimes, but it also gives me a strange sense of belonging and unbelonging, mixed with the fact that from an early age, growing up in a working class, white dominant area, obviously with a large Noongar population as well, I felt out of place for a range of reasons. But it is still a place that's deeply resonant for me because some of my earliest experiences were formed there, good and bad. And that's family life. So it's a shame that I can't be with family ever on my birthday. This is the second to last week of semester and typically very, very busy. But I wanted to take some time out just to reflect a little bit. And obviously it makes me think of my mum. Yeah. My birth certificate actually records that I was born in Armidale. And so that framing of me, my life, is something that is pivotal. So Armidale-Kelmscott district at that time was wavering between 830, 850 on the SEIFA index, which means very marginalised in terms of resources, socioeconomic access, education, goods and services, peripheral to the main centres of the city. Really, really hard to get about as well if you didn't have a car. Cheap rent, high indices of interpersonal violence, and also prevalence of other kinds of conflicts. It's not unusual to think about the socioeconomic layer with the familial layer, and to think about DV and FV and the consumption of alcohol and working class masculinities together. Yeah, and some of my work deals with that. And then if you add to the mix being trans, a young gender non-conforming person, life wasn't easy either in the neighbourhood or at school. But I am who I am, as they say, and here I am. So let's toast to 54 years and 1 year.